What's up guys, it's Bussian here coming at you with another Pokemon TCG e-reader theme deck opening video, and we're looking at my machine here from the Skyridge expansion. I was very lucky in finding this theme deck. As you can see, it is not in its original wrapper, but the foiling is still on. It's not super scratched up. This little corner is a little bit punished, but generally speaking, the box is in perfect condition for what I would want to consider, something that's 20 years old, 20 plus years old, 22. And the big bonus is that the deck is actually unopened, still red seal, complete. We're gonna open it. I know, we are. So, to get this ball rolling, I'm just gonna get my trusty scissors because of course they are the team player, always reliable, and immediately can tell that the bonus foil card is Beedrill, and that fits into a really cool tempo Beedrill deck that can be played in the e-reader format. Okay, well, I'm just gonna do it, and that's it. I've just lost thousands of dollars. Okay, so I obviously didn't pay full price for this, as you would imagine. But yeah, if you do want to get one of these with the original shrink wrap on the box and the deck being sealed as well, you are looking at a few $1,000, I believe. So hopefully sharing this experience with you guys will be something that you can go back and enjoy in the future as well. I like to get stuff like this recorded. It's important for trading card history. So we got the deck list here, the card list even. We got Skyridge, Aquapolis, and Expedition here as well. There's about 500 cards in the three e-reader sets that were released in English by Wizards of the Coast, and that actually gives us a pretty nice little format to play around in. And indeed, there are people who spend a lot of time and money building decks and brewing in this three set format. Of course, this was already the time when we got the cardboard damage tokens, so not really a big thing. Poison, burn counters we also have here. It's fine, these will go back into the deck box, and we have version 10 advanced rulebook. This, I believe, is the last rulebook version that was released by Wizards of the Coast. So they have certainly kept on top of it. 10 versions, 9 previous versions, and you still get the color. You still get the Professor Oak little tips and tricks here. I always really like these. Even as a kid, I thought that they were a nice little addition to any one of these theme decks. Anyway, this is what you all came here to see, so let's crack this open. Okay, I'm trying to be very surgical here because obviously I don't want to damage the cards. Not that I ever want to damage the cards, but in this particular case, even more so. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? There's a little bit of an edge there. Maybe we can get in through. I don't really have high hopes for this. No, no, yeah, we got it. We got it. Wicked. Wicked. Okay, so thank you, Trusty Scissors, as always. You have been an absolute legend. Well, actually, I might need to call up on you one more time just to do 2 incisions, one each direction, just to be able to get the... There you go. Okay, so Beedrill is the reverse foil, as I mentioned already. That Venom Spray is really cool, and the deck built around this Beedrill is actually quite similar to the Dark Golbat, Dark Crobat deck in base Neo, where you're evolving and then devolving and then keep reusing, keep spamming Venom Spray to get the victory. But we'll put this to the side for now. Put Beedrill there. And this deck is very much about Xatu. So I never seen any other theme deck that will come with 3 of the same rare. So this really is one of those theme decks that you can play out of the box. It's very straightforward in understanding that you really want to get Xatu out into the field and be able to use a bunch of the different technical machines that we got in the deck. Of course, to be able to get to Xatu, we need Natus, and we have 4 of those here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we also have a really nice little colorless lineup. So we get 4 Dittos, and Ditto's copy attack is really nice, and it works super well with the prismatic body. And basically whatever energy you attach to Ditto is going to be a rainbow energy. So really pulling off copy attacks should be fairly straightforward. We also see 4 copies of Rattata, and Rattata has one of those abilities, one of those attacks I really like in theme decks, where you can search your deck for another Pokemon. Of course, I'm talking about Call for Friends. Search your deck for a baby or a basic Pokemon and put it onto your bench, shuffle your deck. And you can also pull off a Body Slam for a colorless, which is pretty neat, and 50-50 to paralyze. But also, very importantly, Rattata does evolve into Raticate, and we do have the Raticates in the deck as well. And the Raticates will allow us just to take the 30 HP Rattata up to a 70 HP Raticate immediately, much better. I love that scratch attack as well. Any color energy will give you a 20 damage attack, and you got that continuous bite as well, which can actually be rather big an attack, and it's basically the same as the Needle Rush attack on Beedrill, just FYI. Except Needle Rush gives you 4 coin flips. Needle Rush could actually net you 100 damage. Continuous bite can get you 70 max damage output, but you gotta get obviously very lucky with your coin flips. But just kind of comparing these two, it's kind of cool that just by random we also get the Beedrill that's got basically the better continuous bite attack in the Needle Rush form. Okay, we're not quite at the end yet, because we do also get 2 Snorlax Pokemon in the deck as well. Love this little dude. Look at him just chilling in the hot spring with no care whatsoever, just lolling about. If he's your active or Pokemon, you can remove 1 damage counter from Snorlax, and he's now asleep. That's what Snorlax does. Little built-in healing effect is always nice, particularly in the theme deck battles. And you get continuous stumble, flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 30 damage times the number of heads. You might get nothing. You might get 150, I don't know. Technically you could go on endlessly, as long as you keep flipping heads. Or you get the first flip and it's a tail, and that's it, you're crying. So this is the Pokemon lineup we get in this deck. It is actually quite similar to the Echo theme deck that I've also featured on the channel, where again we have a psychic Pokemon lineup and it's supported by colorless Pokemon. So it will be quite interesting to see when I get to put these 2 decks against each other, how they're going to be fair enough against each other. I'm really looking forward to that. That was the reason why I've been looking for another e-reader theme deck, is just to be able to play that Echo theme deck a little bit more often. So this is our basic Pokemon lineup. Anyway, let's look at our trainers. We get 2 copies of Miracle Sphere Alpha. Normally you can attach this to one of your evolved Fire, Lightning or Fighting Pokemon in play, and the Pokemon may use the attack on this technical machine instead of its own, and at the end of the turn you discard Miracle Sphere Alpha. But of course Zatu's Poke Buddy says that you may attach any technical machine to Zatu. So the 3 different Miracle Spheres we have in the deck, they're all designed to be able to be attachable to Zatu, and so you don't have to keep using the Warp Hole attack, even though it is a pretty nice attack. Just being able to take any card from your discard pile and put it on top of your deck on a 50-50 chance, I think that's pretty neat. But Miracle Sphere Alpha gives you Fire Force if the Pokemon using this attack has Fire and Lightning basic energy cards attached to it. The defending Pokemon is now confused. If the Pokemon using this attack has Fire and Fighting basic energy, this attack does 30 plus 10 more damage and remove 3 damage counters from the Pokemon that Miracle Sphere Alpha is attached to. And that's exactly what we are going to be doing, because we will ensure that all 3 of those energy cards are attached to Zatu, and that's how we're going to pull off all the effects that we can get off Miracle Sphere Alpha. And we're going to do the same stuff with Beta. Mind you, this can be attached to Psychic Pokemon as well as Water or Fire. So this actually, for this we don't need Zatu Synchronicity Pokebuddy. And we get Freezing Force. Pokemon using this has a Fire and a Water basic energy card attached to it. This attack does 30 damage plus 10 more damage, and the defending Pokemon is now burned. If the Pokemon using this attack has Water and Psychic basic energy cards attached to it, choose any energy card attached to the defending Pokemon, and your opponent shuffles that card back into his or her deck. So we even get basically energy removals as well in the form of Miracle Sphere Beta. And we have Miracle Sphere Gamma, which is normally designed for Grass, Water, or Electric Pokemon. If you have Grass and Electric attached, the defending Pokemon is now Sleep and Poisoned. If you have Water and Electric, this attack does 30 plus 10 damage and lets you put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So these technical machines, this lineup, I think is really cool. It gives you so many options to go into with this basic theme deck. But it just really shows as well how much the theme decks have evolved under the care of Wizards of the Coast over those years, and I like to see something that's actually a real, it's finally a play out of the box and not be too disappointed kind of theme deck that we get from them. But we're not quite done yet. We do have supporters. We get 2 copies of Oracle. Choose 2 cards from your deck and shuffle the rest into your deck, and then you put those 2 cards on top of your deck in any order. We get 1 copy of Town Volunteers, 5 baby Pokemon, basic Pokemon, evolution and or basic energy cards can be picked from your discard pile, and then you show them to your opponent, shuffle them back into your hand. So this is basically the it's kind of like a mixture between Nightly Garbage Run and Time Capsule, where you get sort of like best of both. It's more a Time Capsule, but your opponent also gets the value of Time Capsule if you play it. But of course this is the supporter, so you can only play 1 supporter a turn. Nice little staple here. 2 copies of Professor Oak's Research. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 5 cards. And moving out of the supporters and the final 4 training cards, we just got 4 copies of Moo Moo Milk. Besides that, we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Psychic Energies, 3 Water, 3 Grass, 3 Lightning, 3 Fire, and 3 Fighting. And I keep saying this, guys, that picking up theme decks is a really amazing starting point for you to get the energy cards for that particular era. what you want to play in terms of Pokemon. So for e-readers, obviously you can see that this is a really good foundation for then allowing people to carry on building, and maybe add a little bit more to this deck. Maybe look at picking up more Beedrills. Maybe looking at combining this with the Echo theme deck and making that one a little bit more playable deck. But I always like that theme decks do give you these very nice little jumping boards to get into the game with and just start tinkering. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me. This has been a very special moment for me, and I really was looking forward to share it with you all. Now, if you're on this channel, then please make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. You can also smash the like or the dislike button. Leave a comment below what you think about my machine. What sort of cards would you add to this deck besides the obvious supporter cards, the staple ones? I would like to see, is there a particular twist that you would perhaps do? There's a really nice lineup of Natus, Zatus, a bunch of colorless Pokemon that you can just build around with. So yeah, let me know what you would do. What direction would you take this deck into? And please make sure to check out my other videos as well, time depending, and have a wonderful day. Bus signing out. Peace.